Hello everyone, this is Vicky Stitchnbutton, and today is the 17th of April. It's my bi-weekly Wednesday. I just didn't have enough stitch to do a video last week. What have I been doing besides not stitch? I mean, I've got some stitching, but just not a lot. Actually, if I would have done one last week, I don't think I would have had much to show you this week. To be clear, let's be honest here. I don't know if anybody else does this. Do you get hyper-focused? I get hyper-focused on things, and this time I was in the mood to go through my stash, to de-stash some stuff, to make room. I told you I've been trying to declutter all the things, so the one thing that I decided to do is I spent a good 2 days going through charts. First, okay, so let's back up. It's a rabbit hole. Because I wanted to go through charts, but I wanted to go through fabric, but I don't want to get rid of fabric that I may use. So that meant I had to go through charts. So I pulled out this, which I knew I wanted to update. I don't know if anybody else goes through this. I know, well, okay. Clarify. I know others go through this. Maybe you do also. My tastes change. Over time, my tastes change, my priorities change as far as stitching. What I may have pulled that I wanted to do sooner a few years ago may not be what I want to stitch now. Not that I hate it or anything like that, just that it's not that much of a priority, or I'd rather not. So, I don't know what he's doing over there. So I decided I went through this. There was still a bunch in there that I wanted to stitch. A couple of them, I don't know that I got rid of anything out of there, but they went back in the file cabinet. Went through the file cabinet, pulled out a bunch of charts that I either I'm just not into, or they were on the fence before last time I went through. And then there was some that I like, but I just don't see me stitching it because there's so many other things I want to stitch. So I did that. So I had a pile. Some of those are going for stale. Well, they're not stale. They're going for sale. And there's some that are actually going in freebie giveaways in the future. After I did that, then I had to go through the fabric, because it wasn't that the reason why I was going through the charts? Yeah. So I spent another day or two going through fabric, and started pulling out fabric, making sure I had the right size for the right colors and blah, blah, blah. And I can show you, actually, some of what I paired up. That there's a whole bunch that's not here because I had already put in a container. Actually, I put those mesh bags that you can get from Amazon. I have a huge one from back in the day, the Creative Arts and Textile show. I think it was the Stony Creek booth was selling them for cheap. I think they were only like 20 bucks, and they were huge. So Gina and I had gotten a few of those. So I have one of those, and it fits basically 2 books, like 2 stacks. So that's pretty much full, but I have others that I hadn't matched up fabric with yet, and then went through the other night and pulled some more. So some of the things, doesn't mean I'm starting them right away. It just means I pulled fabric for it. And this is one of them that I decided to keep, and this was in my sooner pile. So, back up. There's a bunch in there. They don't have the fabric, but I put them in there because I still pulled them, and I think the reason why I didn't pull fabric was either A, I didn't have fabric I wanted for it, or B, it's such a small piece that I'm not worried about going to my stash to get it. So, this is one that I pulled, and it's just a random linen that I had the correct size for. Another one I pulled was, let me see. Okay, so the Fox and Rabbit. Obviously, I just got this at market, and I am putting this on, I don't know, fabric. I don't have a tag with it. I didn't even circle which size it is. I want to say it's 28 count. It's either 28 or 32. I'll double check the count, but this is the fabric I'm going with. It is an even weave, I want to say. And I don't know why I don't have a tag with it. It was in the basket of fabrics and I don't have a tag. So that's going to happen. Let's see, what else is there? I stole some of my own bags, guys. I appropriated. I thumbnailed, I don't know. I took some of my own bags. So I'm going to kit this one up. I bought this book a while ago, I think when it was new. And I'm kitting this one up. And I put it, I didn't have a Halloween bag and whatever, Peanuts works. I'm going to put that on this piece of Dust Bunny. 40, it's a 40 count from Fox and Rabbit. This is one of their new colors. And this is a fat quarter, so it will fit on there. So that's going to happen. And I haven't pulled threads for this stuff yet. I just put the fabrics in. I recently bought this one from Fiddlesticks AU on Etsy. I love her stuff. I think her name is Angie or Angela. I'm going to say, is it on here? Angela, Ireland. And I put it in my Mickey Mouse bag. And again, this is the other half of that random beige even weave. I think it might just be a swagger. So I didn't need fancy fabric for it. I think it'll be cute just on a beige. That's fine. I guess I could have went blue, but with the green, I was kind of worried about it blending. This is one that I actually have owned this twice. I got rid of it once and then I decided I needed it again. And that is Polar Santa. I really like him. So I don't know when I'm going to start him. Maybe, I don't know, maybe after Animal Magnetism. But he's just going on white. He's going on 18 count white is what I pulled for him because it's almost totally full stitches. Plus this stuff, I'm running into that issue with Animal Magnetism where I'm going to have to stitch in white because I'm not using white fabric. So I didn't want to do that with this particular one, and it'll look great on an 18 count. It's fine. And since that was cold, I took one of the, oh my goodness, frozen bags. I want to call it an Elsa bag. I mean, same diff, right? So this is a bag that I specifically made for myself because I only had enough to make one bag. So definitely earmark this for myself. It's got Vader in it. And I bought this at Market. It's not a new chart. I've seen this around before, but I picked it up at Market since I was there. And I don't know what fabric this is now, but it's on this green. I don't know that. I think it's I lie. I do know what fabric it is. It's 40 count eucalyptus from Fox and Rabbit. I did write it down on the front. I got a yard of this because I pulled, lo and behold, I finally pulled the trigger on buying, lo and behold, and I wanted it on this green fabric, and I'm putting it with a gold color Silks for You. Stop hitting me. He's pushing me with his head. He's bullying me. So I have plenty of that. I needed a half yard. I ended up getting a yard, so I still had a half yard left, and I thought that would be a perfect color for this one. All right, next up. Well, that's the last of these. And I chose Wizard's Gate from Whispered by the Wind. And the fabric is crinkle, crinkle, crinkle. This gray. This is Lunar. It's a 32 count Lunar from Bestitch Me. I think that I got this. Yeah, I got this at Market when I stopped in there. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're just not going to put it back in there. We're just going to put it in the bag. And I had pulled one of these bags for myself before. My pinky hurts. Apparently, I'm very accident prone lately. Frank has said, wants to know why I keep on hurting myself. Last night, innocently enough, I went to take Gunner out. And when I reached down, the door was semi-open. And we have a steel door, but it's got the... Our steel door has wood in between the two pieces of steel or whatever. And the door was barely open. And I went to grab his leash to hook him up, and when I did, my hand went down and hit the wood portion and the paint portion of the door, and I got a splinter underneath my nail and in the cuticle area. It really hurt. It was very small, but it really hurt, and it's just kind of tender. At least it's not. Oh, that's what. I cut myself last week on my finger. How did I do that? Oh, I was cutting up a box with a razor cutter. Did not cut myself with the razor, though. I cut myself with the box. A couple other things I pulled, but haven't had. This one. I got this a while ago, and I think I got this possibly at Market last time or at Galleria. And I have to pull the fabric. It's just a small piece of white fabric I need. It comes with the lace. So I just need to pull the fabric for it. That's one of the ones. And I'm going to pull fabric for this one. What else? This Glendon place I'm going to pull fabric for. This one is Grim Glum and Gloom on Halloween. And I started to go through some of them, and then I got tired of pulling fabrics, and I said that's enough. And I decided to stitch last night. This one I'm going to pull a piece of fabric for. Amy loves toads. She's also pulling it. Going to kit this up. So I have a bobbin. Matter of fact, I'm sending one off to Amy because she had a huge one, and I told her I have a better size one, so he's going to look really cute. So I'm sending her one. Speaking of Amy from Amy Loves Toads, this is the only thing I got in the mail, so I might as well show you. She made me this. It's a corner gauge. She's got a new, I guess it's a Glow Forge or something similar. And she made me this. I got this randomly in the mail, and I was happy. I've been waiting to put it in my tool bag, or basket, I should say, for when I'm kitting stuff up. But yeah, I was happy. Great job, Amy, and I can't wait to see what you come up with next. Matter of fact, I think I need to contact her because she's working on making a frame thing to hold Mill Hills, and I would love to get one of those from her when she works out all the kinks. All right. You want to actually see what I'm stitching and not what I'm planning on stitching eventually? All right, let's get on to stitching, and I did actually pull a giveaway winner, so we'll get into that too. Let me try to show you this picture. Okay, so I'm going to show it from back here. This is one of those printed patterns. I think I got it off of Amazon. And one of the categories, let me pull up the categories here, from Whippagories was newest start. Well, this was my newest start. So I put in, I don't remember exactly how many stitches I put. Oh, wait, I have it written down. I ended up throwing in 400 stitches. I just did block by block squares and doing the, it's just easier that way because I'll finish the block and I don't have to actually count. So I figured I'd just park, and these were getting in the way and tangled, so I just braided them down. So that's how far I've gotten. Again, I think I said it last time, if you're getting these to do relaxed stitching, don't expect the detail to be great. They're going to be pixelated. So don't disappoint yourself by expecting something like that would come from Cross Stitch Collectibles or something. And I know that's why it's not a big deal. But I was stitching, and I'll enjoy it. So that's in one of my Teresa Koga bags. So 400 stitches on that. This is the one I was stitching on last night. I stitched on it a few days ago, and then I got into going through all those charts and all the fabric and stuff, and I ended up stitching on this one. This one's from Madame Chantilly. It is Winter Hot Cocoa. I am not stitching the words, and I may only stitch one or two of those bigger snowflakes. Just going to keep the animals. Animals are what's really, really cute. And my fabric is big and way big enough because I planned with the letters. So whatever. But this is 32 count Lugana from Mystic Fabrics. And the color is Diversity. And that's how far I got. I got a total of 500 stitches on this. And that was, let me move this. So, here we go. What I stitched. I finished the squirrel. The squirrel needed to be finished. I'm trying to look. Okay, so I finished like this corner, and then there were some white portions I had to put in, and then I had to give him his little fingers and toes. And I also ended up finishing... I don't know if his tail was there or not. I don't remember if his tail was there or not. I think it wasn't. Okay, so I did his tail, and then I started the fox, and then the hedgehog. The hedgehog, I finished up with him at 400 stitches last night. So he's actually got a thread, I think, on the back. Yeah, he does. I'm happy with the way this looks. Hopefully I bring this out again this year. There's so many others to stitch on, and I'll tell you more about that in plans. That is in my Fat Pig in a Tiny Tub. I still have more of this fabric, I think, to make more bags, but I'm out of the bags. All right. I have this out like I stitched on it, and I may have. It looks like I put 306 stitches in on this Let Us Gather by Shiny Sun's Cross Stitch, and they have their own website, which is at the bottom. Shiny Sun's Cross Stitch, crossstitching.com. And if there's a pattern that you like and it's not shown as a PDF, you can write her and ask her to make it a PDF. She's slowly getting there. And this is how far I've gotten. So I'm pretty much doing that typewriter method that others have talked about, where it might be Stitching Mommy or Colette the Highway Stitcher. I know I've heard Colette say it. And I'm just picking a color and going with it, trying to fill this all in. And that's how I've gotten to where I'm at. I don't like parking as much unless I have to. I'd rather just try to finish out the whole thread and then go about my business. So that's where I'm at with that one. All right. What is next? Next one was my struggle bus from Whippagories, and which was a category last month too. But it's pushing me to get my struggle bus done. I'm going to have to pull this out purposely to get this done this year. I'm going to overachieve and try to do it in 2 or 3 more sittings. We'll see. I got my board here, and that is Let's Do Coffee. It's by Ursula Michael, and it's put out by Imaginating. That dot back there, by the way, is the thread that I'm using. I'm using Be Seated from Vicky Clayton Silks. So, there you go. And here's where I'm at. Okay. A couple things. I didn't realize that I missed 2 coffee beans here because the bottom portion of this cup wasn't done. So I finished the 2 coffee beans. I finished the lettering here, and now I just have this saucer. So there's a straight line of stitches and then some more words that make up the saucer. Second thing is the C is 1 stitch over too far, and I'm not taking it out. Because you know what else is now over too far? The word raspberry. And the whole, it starts at the P, I think I was stitching this way, and the P needs to be over 1, so these 4 letters, and then that means raspberries off also, but we're going to keep it like that, okay? And then I did some more of this. Let's confuse you a bit. So this is supposed to be 1/2, because it is 36 count, and I did 1/2 for the beans, and I did the back stitch in 1 strand, and then I forgot I was doing 1/2, and I did 2/2 throughout this whole I Heart Coffee band right there. So I was also doing 2/2 in the full stitches on that lettering. That lettering is a nightmare, okay? There are a bajillion and one, that's a real number, quarter stitches. So I've decided I'm going to use 1 strand, and for the full stitches I'll just do each leg twice. And then for the quarter stitches, I'm doing a 1/1 stitch because it's easier to count, it's easier to see, and it's fuller, and I like it. I like it better. Now, it's a pain, but that being said, I also get to do the back stitching as I go along. So I did finish the letter N and get some of these in to get the rest of my stitches in for a prompt. So that's how far I am. Now, I still have to finish the word Kona. I also have to do the whole entire Mocha and the whole entire Java. That's why I say it's going to take at least probably 3. And now that I'm thinking about it, maybe 4 more sittings, because just doing the back stitching and all the counting, sometimes it just takes me a little bit longer. Especially if I have to count them, because I don't like counting the back stitch. So that's where we're at, and I still have plenty of this bobbin cracked and everything, but that's okay. I still have plenty to finish it, so I'm happy with that. And I did some more on my 12-piece for the year. Yes, I am behind, because this was January, that was February, that was March. I am not done March, and now it's April. So I'm still working on March. I had to frog some words out. I put those words back in and then some, and moved it. I think I don't think I showed this progress last time. I could have, but look at it again. How about that? So I have, let me see. I have a line of words under here, and there's like one more word there, the word dedicate. And then I have the 1, 2, 3 full lines, and then there's 1 line with just 2 words plus some border. I don't know if I'm going to catch up. I'll do what I can. I'll keep on working on it, though. I'll still chip away at it. I'm not. It is what it is. I may or may not make my goal on that one, but it's fine. As you know, I've been complaining that I think I can, maybe I can't, since I decided on it. All right. I also can't remember if I worked on this. I know I showed it, but I can't remember if I worked on it since. So I'm going to show it to you again anyway, because it's pretty. This is my Ink Circles Round Robin that I'm doing with Sarah from my Stitching Kingdom and Sammy J from Sammy J Stitches and our friend Holly. And this one is Sarah's, and it's called Black Velvet. It's a black and white on here, so it doesn't matter because this is where we're at with it. She is using the color Purple from Live and Die LA, and I'm not sure the fabric, but it's opalescent. And my corner is here, and that's how far I've gotten. So I may not have worked on this since the last time I showed it, but it was here, and I figured I'd show it. So that's another thing I need to work on, but I'm not in a huge rush because Holly has been needing to catch up, and with her problems with the last time, oh, sorry, I'm trying to get my threads together. With her problems with the last one, she's not in a huge rush to stitch on one. it's been giving her fits. It's fine. Everything's fine. But, and then she hasn't been feeling well. So I told her, take her time. I'm not trying to rush this through. I have 2 of them to work on, this one and another one. I probably will send one at a time. So we're going to put that there. All right. So I have a giveaway winner, and then I have plans. Okay. I went and did the random comment picker. The person it chose, now, if you didn't explain anything and I had to skip a couple that didn't answer my questions, and you were supposed to answer, how long have you been stitching, your favorite genre, color, fabric, thread, designer. Basically, give me your stitching information. Okay, and the winner is Sunrise 49738. That is Dawn in Texas. And Dawn, I know you and I have your address, but I want you to get in contact with me anyway. I actually might message you afterwards because I wanted to sort of specialize the package. So far, I have chosen, I know Dawn likes coffee. I know she likes Christmas stuff. And I know she likes 28 count even weave. So what I've chosen so far is I'm going to send her this bag. I'm also going to send her Coffee O'Clock from Romy's Creations. You can do this in any colorway you want and on any fabric you want. I'm also sending her 2 needle minders. You can pretend that's a latte or a cappuccino, right? And I am sending her a fat quarter of Live and Die LA's blank canvas in 28 count Lugana. There you go. I think I bought this at Stitching in the Springs. I think. All right. Dawn, get in touch with me because I had a question about some other things that I wanted to throw in there. But I don't want to throw them in there if you don't want them. Okay? So, thank you for everybody that entered, and there was a question as to what I like. What do I like? Okay, so I did do a Know Your Needleworker a while ago. Shh. I did a Know Your Needleworker a while ago, but it's been how many years now? All right, what do I like? I like a lot of different things. If you see what I stitch on, I'm sort of flying with the seat of my pants. I don't know. I just showed you how many different genres over here. I guess it's whatever catches my eye. I like a lot of the coffee designs, but I don't buy every one of them because how many? And I've gotten to the point where I have some that I still haven't stitched that I really want to stitch, so I don't get all of the coffee ones. I like some smalls and some larges. I like to mix it up. As far as my favorite color is blue. My favorite fabric. My go-to fabric is a 32 count. Lugana even weave is nice. I will stitch on 28, 40 count linen uneven. Yeah, it just depends. But my favorite go-to is the 32 count. I like the coverage on it. And even weave just makes it easier so you don't have the slubs. Now, linen is good for if you're doing something on the more primitive side, because it gives more of that prim look. There's different reasons for different things, right? Threads, I go to is DMC. It's reasonably priced. If as far as fancy threads, I prefer General Arts over Weeks Dye Works as far as using it. I prefer the colors of Weeks Dye Works over General Arts. I like that they have so many different colors and so many crazy colors, and there's a lot more colors. But I feel like General Arts just stitches nicer. And I really do like Silks for You. I haven't, I think I've done Thinky Dyes, and I've also done, I have plenty of the Vicky Clayton Silks. They both stitch up great. Silks for You, I think I say, is the favorite because you can get a whole hank. And because I like the long dogs, I don't have to buy 10, 12, 15 skeins of one kind. It's more economical, pretty much. And they have some great colors. What else? Designer. I don't have a favorite designer. I used to back in the day. You know, I had favorites. Like for a while, it was Teresa Winsler. Now I really do like her designs. I don't enjoy stitching them that much. Now I have my peacock, and I want to finish it eventually, but it's a pain in the butt to stitch on. I like a lot of the Paula Vaughns. I don't want to stitch them all though, because it's just not, I don't need a whole bunch of quilts stitched. I prefer to have a quilt than stitch one. And, but I am doing Good Neighbors because I do like them. So I figure if I was going to stitch one, Good Neighbors was the one I wanted to stitch. So that's why I started it. I like a lot of Beth Twist's stuff. Not all of it though. I'm not into the samplers. I'm not into religious sayings. I'm not into, like, I like Christmas stuff, but I don't like religious Christmas stuff or religious Easter stuff. I like animals. I love the big cats. A lot of the big cats draw me, as far as like the tigers and the leopards and stuff. And I have a couple of things that I'll be doing. I have a dimensions kit that I want to start that's got big cats. I'm not so much into the patriotic stuff right now, and it's just it ebbs and flows with the patriotic stuff. So right now I have some, and I'll eventually finish them, but for right now it's not my go-to thing. I think I've been drawn to, I can't even tell you what I've been drawn to lately. I don't know. I can't think of anything specific. I'm too scatterbrained to think of something specific. I think I'm too scatterbrained to pick out more specific items too, and that's why you see the vast differences in the stuff that I stitch on. And I have been stitching, let's see, I'll be 53 this year, so 40 years ago I tried some cross stitch, and I know I didn't do it right. I can't tell you how many threads I used. I know I used cotton and wool threads on a piece of Ada, and I can't find the piece. My mom had it for the longest time. I don't know if it got thrown away in a book or something. And it said Mom. It was a monogram, and I used the M, the O, and the M again, and it had flowers, and then it said Happy 40th birthday. And I know by the time I saw it again, a lot of the wool had been eaten away, but I don't know where it's at. So when I was about 12 or 13, I tried it, and then I put it away. I started crocheting, and then school, and I wasn't doing any kind of crafts, and sometimes I'd crochet, but we were busy all the time. When I was in Milton Hershey school, at boarding school, we were busy constantly. There was chores if there wasn't chores. There was homework if there wasn't homework. We were going out, and we were going to Hershey Park, or we were going to the rec center and going swimming, and very active. When I was pregnant with Alex, who is my middle kid, a friend of mine had a cross-stitch kit. It was a dimensions kit, and it was a Santa Claus, and he was in a chair, and he was next to a Christmas tree, and there was a fire, and kids were peeking around the corner. It was a whole kit, and I asked her if I could do it, and she said yeah. So I cross-stitched it. It was 12 by 12. I don't know that I followed all the instructions. I know I put knots on it. I think I know I taped some of it that came loose. That's how bad it was, but I finished it. And then from there on, the computer, I think because internet was coming up, I was able to find more cross-stitch stuff. I was able to learn better about cross-stitch and the rules, or the techniques, the better techniques that, you know, that preserve your stuff better. So, and there were a couple of years where I wasn't stitching. When I moved from Philly to Harrisburg, I know that I didn't stitch for about a year or so because it was a whole upheaval my whole entire life. It was a big move. It was a family change, a life change. When I moved down to Florida about 13 years ago, I didn't stitch. I mean, I stitched here and there, and I ended up framing a lot of stuff to get it out of the bin of holding, right? And I stitched a little bit, but for the past, I don't know, 6 or 7 years, especially since I'm not working outside of the home, I've been able to stitch a lot more. And that's my stitching story. My plans. Okay, so as far as stitching, Maurice is on the Q-snap for tonight. I put him on the Q-snap last night after I finished my stitches for Winter Hot Cocoa, and he will be stitched on tonight. And again, that is one. He and Animal Magnetism, I need to put in at least 100 stitches a month on both of those, as my just making sure that I'm touching them and getting more stuff done on them. I don't know how many I'll stitch on them. At least 100, probably more than that. I'll probably just stitch on him tonight and then change out for tomorrow. Today is the 17th, right? So, the 17th, and then Wednesday the 1st, I will do another video. And then my next video will be for the 15th. Okay. So, between my video on the 1st and the 15th, I am going to California. I am going to visit with Laurel Ann, and we're going to hang out for the weekend. I'm leaving on the 10th, and I'll be back the 14th, something like that. And we plan on getting together with a couple of other stitchers on the 12th, because go figure, it's Mother's Day weekend. I didn't even think about that. Oh, Mom, you'd think I'd know. Whatever. So we were going to meet up on Sunday, and that ends up being Mother's Day weekend. I never looked at a holiday. We just sort of were like, yeah, this looks good. And I'm double checking. Yeah, that's Mother's Day. Look at that. And yeah, so on the 11th, we're going to meet up, and she lives in not far from Redondo Beach area. So there's a couple of us going to meet up and have dinner. And what else? So we're looking forward to that. That's only a few weeks away. What's that? 3 weeks now. So I need to pull out the suitcase again, right? I don't know what I'm taking to stitch, though. We'll see. She'll tell me what she wants to see up close and personal, I'm sure. And what else? Oh, Saturday. This Saturday coming up. That is let me look at a calendar. Saturday the 20th at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which makes that 3 p.m. Pacific, and then I think 5 hours ahead or 6 hours ahead. Might be midnight for London. So I'm going to have a live sale, and that's going to be on my YouTube channel here. And come and join me. I am going to have charts that I'm destashing. I also went through fabric, so I have a stack of fabric that I'm destashing. I won't have new bags, but I will show the bags and stuff, and I'll probably throw in some other stuff. So come see me. And I did put an announcement up. I'll put another reminder up before then, probably Friday. I'll put up another reminder, and it'll be in my group also. Right now, I need to do some cleanup, and obviously I need to take Gunner out because he wants some attention, and he wants to run around and hold the grass down because I've been taking him out, he just like plops on the lawn. I don't know, maybe he just doesn't want to be in the house. It's been nice. I hope everyone is doing well. Dawn, I will talk to you soon, and I'll probably message you a little bit later. Maybe while I'm sitting out on the porch, I'll get on my phone and send you a message. And congratulations. Thank you for everybody that shared your cross-stitching preferences. And I'll see you in a couple weeks. Don't forget, don't let anyone steal your sunshine.